Hi guys, welcome back to Helldivers today. Today I'm going to be looking at the EXO-48 Obsidian, although the video is more about the LAS-12 Tanto laser and how it works against the Illuminates. So all I'm going to be using is the displacement field and the LAS-12 Tanto for generally all of the gameplay until later in the video. And the reason I like the EXO-48 or any of the exosuits is for the actual shuttle. When you're defending the shuttle zone, you need a lot of firepower, so you can just stand there, hold the enemy off, and get in the shuttle without any hassle. So I won't actually use that until later in the video, but this is mainly about the Tanto laser to begin with during the gameplay. So what I'll do is I'll go through all the objectives and stuff whilst I'm running around, and then I'll skip, because it's quite a big map and I'm running in between places doing nothing. I'll skip the in-betweeny bits where I'm doing Zippo. You can see, yeah, I mean the LAS-12 takes those apart just like any other weapon would, but generally those things are always walking at you. You can't stop them with, static fields, so it doesn't really matter about having a laser that goes too far, distance. So it doesn't matter if it's got a slightly shorter Jedi-like laser length, but it's good. It's very good close-up. And the other good thing about the LAS-12 against the Illuminates is the little ninjas and the bugle stick guys that come up and try and chop you to pieces, because the LAS-12's got that little bit more versatility. I think it fares better against them as well, and because unlike the shotgun, you have to reload it all the time. It's working very good against enemies that are in your face. No, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. They all appear at the same time there. Now the other thing I've worked out against the Illuminates now is, whilst you're running alone, as long as your primary weapon keeps you going, displacement field works extremely well, even against these twats that fire the great big fields at you. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but if you get hit by them, the displacement field kicks in, so it doesn't one-shot you, which is really good. These things here, if they shoot you, the displacement field works really good. It's definitely worth using. These guys here, all these things that come running at you into your face, the Tanto works really good against them. It just moves that a little bit quicker, allows you to get on them. Now, out of the new objectives, I don't mind these. These are okay. But the one I don't like is the one where you got to use the metal detector. Jesus, what a pain in the ass that is. God, it can take forever. It really can. Once you've alerted the enemy, bloody hell, you just stand there forever and ever and ever trying to go around looking for Roman coins. So yeah, whilst you're running around, as long as you've got the primary weapon and displacement field on, I think against the Illuminates, you don't really need a lot else, because you can just outrun most of them and run from one place to the next. Tend to use the Vindicator bomb, because it just puts in a lot of firepower in a small place and quick. So I tend to use that, and I quite often use the Hellfire just to kind of block them out as a defense wall. It's very powerful against them anyway, but it works well as a defensive kind of mechanism against the Illuminates. It's a shame it doesn't actually kill them, but at least it takes their shields down, you know what I mean? The other thing I noticed is if you put the shells at the back, as soon as you activate it, then all the shells just go in automatically. Me and you, boy, let's go. Yeah, he got the first hit. That's the last he's ever gonna see of life. Those snipers are the worst things in the game. I get killed by them more than anything. They really are a pain in the rear end. Kind of make it my priority to kill them whenever I can. Ooh, a little bit slow on that one, I'm afraid.
Engaging target area.
That's not fair. Coming from behind and in front. It's cheating, that is. See those ninjas? I mean, those ninjas quite often used to get me with, you know, the side laser, because the side laser just that little bit slower at turning. Whereas now, they're lucky if they even hit me now. They maybe get one hit in now and then, but I think the Tanto is the best of the new stuff, best of the new game. It's really good.
Incoming fire.
Gets a little bit overwhelming, the Illuminates. If you don't kill things off quick enough, they really do get on your back, don't they? You gotta have eyes in every flipping orifice. I mean, shooting at you from every angle. These things, you've got to kill these things off as quick as you can. Nothing worse. This is why you use the Hellfire, because it just kind of builds a nice wall that holds them at bay. But I actually don't use the MG94. I've got it armed, but I never use it, so I might even not even bother with that and bring something else a little bit more destructive, like an airstrike. I think the airstrike is going to be useful, because that's really powerful anyway, so that's going to definitely help. Situations where you've got a big group of enemies like this, an airstrike really does take them out quick. It works very well.
Incoming fire. Agents, come back.
Took a little bit longer than it should, but you know, once they call in reinforcements, you're always on the back foot. You see there, the patrols are far enough away for you to use the Tanto. They tend to come just that little bit closer than the bugs and the cyborgs before they start screaming, which is quite handy because it means you can just pick them out whilst you're running around. Right, a little bit of a distance to go to the next one, so I think I skip a little bit here. Oh no, it's the suitcase first, isn't it? Luckily the suitcase was actually quite close. See, when you get one patrol on your own, that's okay. But when there's two of them appear at the same time, it's quite hard to take two out so quick. So, getting on the back foot again. You can see the Tanto works well against these things. Takes them out pretty quick. Even though I've got an entire army of them. I thought I could get past there. You see, it's just like a little bit of bush, but it ended up being a block. So I was a little bit miffed with that. Quite often you go through the edge of the trees and it's just a little bit of underbush. Well, that wasn't. It was an actual block. Got me killed for nothing, man.
Firing for effect.
See there, took out that start ninja really quick. Does work well against them. Now, maybe because it was on the Illuminate homeworld, but this map is really bright, so I was finding it hard to play too much on it because it was just blinding me. Don't know what you guys were thinking, but way too bright to be playing a lot on. I did a few missions, but that's all I could bear. And that's the greatest thing about the Tanto, you know, being able to shoot it whilst you're holding the suitcase. Really, really good. Okay, so we're a long way round to that mine thing, so I skip all this bit out. It takes ages to get around there. But these are a pain in the butt for solo players. I mean, I think if you were using distractor beacons, maybe a little bit quicker doing this, but it's hard because whilst you're holding the metal detector, as soon as the patrol appears, if you don't get time to swap and shoot quick enough, then that's it. You're constantly on the back foot. You know, you find one, have a fight, find maybe one or two, have a fight, and it does get a little bit tedious. Plus you've got these things shooting at you left, right and centre. I think the smart thing really would be using a distractor beacon. I mean, I never really use them, but it probably would be a good idea whilst you were doing this. It would give you so much more time. And I've tried using them on some maps and I don't find them working that well sometimes, but maybe with the Illuminates you could get away with having slightly less in your backpack, and therefore, you know, carrying a distractor beacon would be slightly more viable. But against the bugs, I find it really hard not to use, you know, a couple of static fields and something a little bit more potent to kill them off, because there's so many of them in your face all the time. Well, this is a bit different. You can just have pretty much a standing fight with these guys and it's not so much a big deal. You know, the bugs constantly jumping in your face. Cyborgs, forget it. I'm not even going to bother doing level 12 anymore. As I've mentioned before, it's just OP. Yeah, so you can't actually see where this finishes. So I don't even know how far I'm supposed to be. So, I'll tell you, if the displacement field hadn't got me out of that one again, those bushes looked like you'd run through them. Saved me. So the displacement field is something I use now all the time against the Illuminates. Because I'm not using a shield. Don't need a shield against Illuminates, I don't think. It may be help, but honestly don't see it being a prerequisite. I mean, it does help when you're playing against the illusionists, but I actually found that I got through this pretty easy without having a shield, because I'm not using the static fields. And you get caught out with the orbs when you get hit by the orbs, but I mean, you can shoot them anyway, so you should really be able to get away with it. I like having a standing fight with these. It's me and you, pal, and you're going down. Right, so eventually I managed to get to the last one. Defuse. Got to be careful with those. If you don't defuse them right, they blow you up and kill you. I didn't realise that till yesterday. Okay, activate and defend launch pad. Screw you. That's actually in the middle of a big puddle of water, so I skip it. I'll just activate it and run straight down to the shuttle. I'm not standing in a big puddle of water. So this is where I want to test out my new exosuit, because generally speaking, holding the landing zone against the Illuminates is pretty tough. There's a lot of stuff going on. So this is where the exosuits are really, really good. Probably one of the best things in the game for them. You can just stand here and have a massive great brawl with anything that appears. Keep fingers on the trigger. It's not very accurate. I have to say that, it's not very accurate. It's shooting all over the place, but you'll see here, when you've got a big group of enemy in front of you, kapow! Get out of my face. That's awesome. It just destroys everything in sight. Brilliant. That's what you want it for. You know what I mean? Everything, just cleared everything out in seconds there. That's brilliant. So, it doesn't matter if it's accurate or not. It does the damage you need. And it takes out anything the Illuminates is going to throw at you. So, always handy having one for the launch zone. Or the shuttle arriving, you know, it's just gotta be the best way to do it. This is what I'm saying, you know, in the versus the Illuminates. Displacement field, laser, if you want to use a shotgun, you've got the ammo backpack. You stick one of these in for the shuttle. It just allows you a little bit of freedom to have different stratagems. That works really, really good. So I'm chuffed with that. So another mighty 4 points towards the war effort, which undoubtedly looks like we're going to lose again. Seemed to be that our yellow bar went backwards at one stage. It went up a bit, and then it went backwards and disappeared. So maybe there's just not enough people playing at the moment, but at least you get double XP anyway. 4 points. 4 measly points. And you can see there the little yellow bar that actually disappeared at one stage when I was playing, and it's come back, but it's not enough. So anyways, I'll see you again soon, guys. Cheers. Goodbye.